Have you ever wondered why your flight from Australia to South America takes such a bizarre detour? Look at any flight tracker, and you'll notice something extraordinary. Commercial aircraft seem to deliberately avoid the heart of the South Pacific Ocean, hugging coastlines and island chains as if an invisible wall blocks their path. This isn't coincidence or pilot whimsy. You're witnessing one of modern aviation's most fascinating mysteries, where cutting-edge technology meets Earth's most formidable natural challenge. The Pacific Ocean dominates our planet with approximately 64 million square miles of open water, making it larger than all of Earth's land masses combined. The vast expanse stretches over 12,000 miles from east to west at its widest point. Yet despite our technological prowess and ultra-modern aircraft capable of connecting distant cities, huge portions of this oceanic giant remain conspicuously absent from commercial flight paths. Today, we re-dive in deep into why airlines avoid the Pacific's most remote regions and what makes them aviation's ultimate challenge. The geography of isolation. Understanding the South Pacific's unique challenge requires comparing it to other major oceanic crossings. The North Atlantic, though impressively vast, features a natural network of safety points. Iceland sits perfectly positioned between Europe and North America, offering crucial emergency landing capabilities. Greenland provides another strategic stopover, while the Azores and Newfoundland create additional safety buffers. These locations transform a potentially dangerous crossing into a manageable risk. The South Pacific offers no such comfort. Between South America's western coast and Australia's eastern shores stretches an almost unbroken expanse of water. Small island nations like French Polynesia and Fiji provide minimal relief, but they're separated by distances that dwarf European countries. Easter Island, one of the world's most remote inhabited places, stands as a lonely outpost in this liquid desert for aircraft experiencing emergencies. This geographical reality creates terrifying scenarios where help remains impossibly distant, sometimes exceeding 5 hours of flight time to reach suitable facilities. The ETOPS revolution, modern aviation safety, revolves around a critical regulation called ETOPS, which stands for Extended Range Twin Engine Operational Performance Standards. Pilots often joke that it means engines turn or passengers swim, but the reality carries far more weight. This certification determines how far twin-engine aircraft can fly from the nearest suitable airport, essentially drawing invisible boundaries across our oceans. Every commercial airliner receives an ETOPS rating measured in minutes, representing the maximum time it can safely operate on a single engine. Today's most advanced aircraft push these boundaries impressively far. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner carries a 330-minute ETOPS certification, allowing it to venture over 5 hours from emergency facilities. The Airbus A350 achieves an even more remarkable 370-minute rating, currently the industry's highest standard. These certifications enable airlines to operate direct routes across oceans that would have been impossible decades ago. However, even these impressive capabilities encounter their match in the South Pacific's remotest regions, where certain routes would push aircraft beyond acceptable safety margins, placing passengers in situations where rescue or emergency landing could take dangerously long. When things go wrong. Aviation history provides sobering lessons about why conservative route planning matters. In October 1956, Pan Am Flight 6 experienced double-engine failure over the Pacific Ocean, halfway between Hawaii and California. Despite having 2 remaining engines, Captain Ogg made the difficult decision to ditch the aircraft in the ocean near a Coast Guard cutter rather than attempt reaching land. All passengers and crew survived this harrowing ordeal, but it perfectly illustrates why proximity to help matters enormously. Consider the various emergencies that can unfold at 35,000 feet. Medical crises don't announce themselves conveniently. Passengers suffer heart attacks, strokes, severe allergic reactions, or childbirth complications, requiring immediate hospital care. Cabin pressure failures demand rapid descent to lower altitudes where breathable air exists naturally. Onboard fires need ground-based emergency response quickly. Over the North Atlantic, pilots facing these scenarios can reach Iceland within 90 minutes. Over the South Pacific's remotest sections, that same emergency could unfold with no suitable airport reachable for potentially 5 hours or more, transforming manageable crises into life-threatening situations where every minute counts. The mathematics of safety airlines approach. South Pacific routing through complex mathematical models, balancing multiple factors simultaneously. Great Circle navigation provides the foundation, calculating the shortest possible distance between 2 points on our spherical planet. These routes often appear counterintuitive on flat maps. Flights from New York to Tokyo head dramatically northward over Alaska rather than straight west. Yet this curved path actually saves hundreds of miles. Applied to South Pacific crossings, Great Circle routes from Sydney to Santiago naturally arc southward toward Antarctic waters. This southward curve creates an unexpected benefit. By following mathematically optimal paths, aircraft automatically remain closer to emergency landing options in New Zealand and southern Chile. However, airlines must layer additional considerations onto pure distance calculations. Prevailing winds, particularly the powerful jet streams that can exceed 200 miles per hour, dramatically affect fuel consumption. Weather systems require wide berths, sometimes forcing aircraft hundreds of miles off optimal paths. Each variable feeds into sophisticated computer models that calculate not just the shortest route but the safest, most economical path given current conditions and aircraft capabilities. The economic reality flying the South Pacific carries substantial financial implications that passengers rarely consider. Modern wide-body aircraft, like the Boeing 787, burn approximately 5 tons of jet fuel hourly during cruise. When airlines face routes with limited diversion options, regulations require carrying significantly more reserve fuel. A fully loaded Dreamliner crossing the South Pacific's remotest sections might need an additional 10 to 15 tons of contingency fuel, compared to routes with better emergency alternatives. At current fuel prices, this extra weight translates to roughly $15,000 in additional operating costs per flight. Multiply this across hundreds of annual flights, and airlines face millions in extra expenses. The aviation industry typically operates on razor-thin profit margins, usually between 5 and 15% of revenue. Consequently, airlines favor routing that minimizes fuel penalties, even if it means longer flight times or strategic stops. Passenger tickets must cover these operational realities, making direct South Pacific crossings economically challenging compared to routes where aircraft can refuel and optimize loads at intermediate points. The future of Pacific aviation. Technology continues advancing, promising changes to how we navigate Earth's most challenging aviation environments. Engine reliability has improved dramatically over recent decades, with modern turbofans achieving failure rates below 1 per million flight hours. The Airbus A350's ETOPS rating now covers 99.7% of Earth's surface, leaving only direct polar routes truly restricted. These improvements suggest that ultra-long-haul routes might eventually conquer more of the Pacific barrier. Yet fundamental challenges persist, regardless of technological advancement. The vast distances between suitable airports remain unchanged by engineering progress. Medical emergencies still demand rapid access to advanced healthcare facilities that small island nations cannot provide. Environmental concerns about carbon emissions increasingly pressure airlines to minimize fuel consumption, potentially making ultra-long routes with heavy fuel penalties less attractive than before. Weather monitoring has improved substantially, but the South Pacific's sparse observation network still leaves forecasting gaps that affect flight planning decisions. The future likely holds gradual expansion of South Pacific routing rather than revolutionary change, with airlines carefully balancing capability against economics and safety margins. The South Pacific Ocean stands as a powerful reminder that even in our hyper-connected world, nature still commands respect and shapes human activity in profound ways. This vast expanse forces airlines, despite possessing incredible technology, to acknowledge limitations and prioritize safety over convenience. Every seemingly indirect flight path tells a story of careful calculation, risk assessment, and professional judgment, designed to bring passengers home safely. What are your thoughts about flying over such vast, isolated regions? Would you feel comfortable aboard a flight that places you 5 hours from the nearest emergency landing site? Have you experienced long oceanic crossings that made you wonder about the routes airlines choose? Share your experiences and perspectives in the comments below. We love hearing from our community of curious minds who question the world around them. If this exploration of aviation's hidden complexities fascinated you, make sure to subscribe to Orphic for for more deep dives into the remarkable stories behind everyday phenomena. Hit that like button to help others discover these insights, and join our growing community of people who never stop asking why. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep your eyes on those flight maps. You never know what mysteries they might reveal.